Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking to you about a get rich quick scheme. That's right, a get rich quick scheme, and the name of that get rich quick scheme is cryptocurrencies, specifically bitcoins. Now I came across this marketplace round about November 2016. I came across it and I decided to do a bit of research to find out what it's about. Looked it up, read articles, watched videos, read some more. And what seemed to be emerging is that this is perhaps one of those golden opportunities that happens every so often, but not every so often actually. I wouldn't say it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it could potentially be a once in a lifetime opportunity. But certainly what it is a golden opportunity, and it's still in its early stages. It's very volatile market. It's called cryptocurrencies. The precursor, the founding father, the founding element of this marketplace is this currency that you see on your screen, which is called bitcoins. Now bitcoins, or Bitcoin or bitcoins, was developed by either a Japanese person or a consortium of Japanese people. It's shrouded in mystery who actually where it came from is not shrouded in mystery. It came out of Japan, or at least it came out of a Japanese enclave, let me put it that way. So it might not specifically be from the country Japan, but it actually was developed and presented to the world, and it was given rise to by either a Japanese person or a Japanese conglomerate, let me say, or like a group of working people, or a partnership, or however the name behind this currency is a name called Satoshi Nakamoto. Now obviously Satoshi Nakamoto, you don't get any more Japanese than that. So that's the founding name behind this currency. Now I'll do a separate video on cryptocurrencies and what it means, what its purpose is, etc. But I am speaking specifically in this video. This video is specifically about cryptocurrencies, bitcoins, etc. as an instrument of investment, as a wealth generating instrument, and the prospects of it. Now, came into this industry, like I said, around about November 2016. Did my research, and from what I heard, I was excited by what I heard. So I decided to have a punt, and I decided not to have I decided to have a reasonably big punt. Well, I say big punt is big for me, but might not be big for you. So I put it effectively round about 1,500 British pounds in the market just to test it. Actually, it went up to about 2,000 to 2,500 fairly quickly. But when I did come into this marketplace, Bitcoin was trading for around about 700 British pounds thereabout. So I made sure to buy to have at least one unit, but it eventually ended up having 1 unit and a bit, so just over 1 unit. So that was trading for around about 700 British pounds for one Bitcoin. Actually, it was a slow build up to get into that one Bitcoin, because I initially put in about 500 pounds, and I had a few Satoshis, but I didn't quite have a Bitcoin. Now, a Satoshi is a subdivision of a Bitcoin. So the Satoshi, in honor to the name of the guy that created it, is the name that is used to describe the units that make up a Bitcoin, in the same way that you'd have pennies building up to a pound. So you have 100 pennies in a pound, 100 cents to $1, 100, I don't know other units of division, but yeah, those are the two currencies I know. 100 kobo to the naira, so that's the build up. So I put in around about 500 pounds initially. I looked into it a bit more, and the general understanding, what all the recommendation was that you should try and have at least one unitary entity, one solid block of a Bitcoin. So I tried to gradually to quickly build it up to that one unit of Bitcoin, and then when I built it up to that one unit of Bitcoin, I decided then to buy a few more Satoshis on top of that, to use that to trade, or to buy and sell, or to, if I do decide to come out of the market, I can take that out if I wanted to get my money back, and still have that one unitary element of Bitcoin. Now, I was quite certain that to have one unit of Bitcoin, and I still do have that one unit of Bitcoin. So I bought it for 700 pounds, like I said, in November 2016, which is about 7 months ago now. So I bought it, held it, and it's there. So as I continued to look into the market, I started to discover other coins. I discovered Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. I discovered the whole gamut of all of the other currencies that were available. Now, I decided that, okay, with all of the excitement around this marketplace, it's well worth putting in a bit more money. So I did tell you that I quickly built up to around about 2,500 pounds thereabout. So I decided, okay, I've now bought this one unit of Bitcoin. Now I am now going to buy into other currencies. That my thinking at that time was that I would try and buy into the top 5 coins, and at that time the top 5 coins were Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Ethereum Classic. Now I was able to buy into Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, but I struggled a bit to find a wallet for Ripple, but I subsequently did, and I bought some unit of that as well, but that was further down the line. That was much later. That was around about March thereabout, but I digress. So when I bought, so I've already discussed buying the Bitcoin, so that's fine. So now when I then decided to buy other currencies, it was still round about the time that I bought Bitcoin. So all this happened within the time span of about 2 weeks thereabout. So 2 to 3 weeks. So I bought Bitcoin, 700 pounds, bought a unit and some extras, and that's that done. And then had looked into this other currency, so I tried to buy into Ethereum and Litecoin as well. Now at that time, Ethereum was trading for around about 7. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 British pounds, and you can go back through the charts and you'd see. So round about November 2016, Ethereum was trading for about 7 British pounds. So I decided to buy a bunch of it, not too much. How many did I wanted to buy around about 10 units, so I think I put in around about 100 pounds thereabout. I said, okay, 100 pounds is 100 pounds. It is money, but It's not going to, I'm not, it's still within the realms of affordability. So £100 in there. And then had a look at Litecoin as well. Litecoin at that time was trading for roundabout the 20, no, not the 20, no. Litecoin was actually trading for around about the £3 mark. So I tried to buy a bunch of that as well. So I bought a bunch of that as well. And there we are. Now to buy them, I didn't even know how to buy them because this is quite a very complex thing to buy. And I shall do a separate video taking you through the processes of entering this market, because you don't just decide to buy a coin and then off you go, you whip out the card and then you go online and that's it bought. No, there's a process to it. So I subsequently found out about the wallets which I got on Coinbase, and then this was actually the website that I was using to buy Bitcoin at the time. I've now discovered that it's fairly expensive on here, but this is the coin, ridiculously named Bootylicious, but this is where I was buying my coins round about the November 2016 period when I first came into the market. So I bought a whole bunch of them. So now this is where it gets exciting. The Bitcoin that I bought for £700 in November 2016 is now trading. It has fallen now, and even with the fall, it was trading for around about the £2,200 mark. So, but even and it's falling drastically. Those of you following the market, and I know most of you will be following the market if you're watching this video. So it has fallen sharply. But even at that, it's trading for 1,850 thereabout pounds as I record this video now. So now, bought it at 700. 7 plus 7 is 14. But plus another 7 is 21. It's nearly it's at least 150% profit up. 150%. Now that's very exciting. It could take you, forgetting that I've just put in a little money, but it could take you a good part of 5 years to get those percentages under normal circumstances in an investment scenario, because I've invested in the stock market before. I still do invest in penny stocks, and really you need to have all of your wits about you just to get a penny out of them in those markets. But here you have a market going up 150% within a period of within a period of 7 months. Actually, when I was doing my research into this market, I came across a video of a chap that was saying then, and I think Bitcoin was trading for around about the £600 thereabouts, and the chap was saying in that video that you have to go out and get a loan of about $10,000 and put those $10,000 in this market and service that loan for a year, and then by the time you service that loan for a year, all you then need to do is to sell 3 units of what you bought, and then the rest is yours for keeps. And that logic stands good, because if you're taking £10,000 then and you've invested £10,000 in this market, then that theory would hold through. But that's an aside. So that's how the Bitcoin is doing now. Now the Ethereum that I bought for £7, it was £220 last week, but as of now in a down market, is down 12.3% within just the last 24 hours. So just within a day is down 12.32, but it is still trading at £184 185, nearly 184.98. Now, if you think of that, a £7 investment, I can't even do the arithmetics in my head at the moment, but the percentages are astronomical, the growth is outrageous. Now, imagine then if I'd taken that, because hindsight, of course, is a wonderful thing, but we can't help but go into hindsight sometimes just to reflect on an opportunity that's come to pass. But imagine then if I'd invested that £10,000, as the chap said, or I'd emptied a credit card into this marketplace. Imagine if I'd bought £10,000 worth of Ethereum at that time. I'd have been straight to my office 6 months later, telling my boss, there you go. But there we are. It's if, but, and maybes. Another if, but, and maybe it's the Litecoin. Now I bought this, like I said, for £3. Here it is trading for £29 now, and it's falling as well because the market is down right across the board. It was trading for close to £40 about 10 days ago. So imagine again. So even sitting outside of that imagination, and we take what is actually in place now, you can see that I am fantastically up on my investment. I am fantastically up on my investment. I have come across different coins which I've also invested in. I'm in Ethereum Classics now. Came into Ethereum Classic roundabout. Well, I actually came in roundabout, not too far off this point, maybe roundabout £11 thereabout. But I'm still up. Although it's taking a dip, but I'm still up. But I am investing in Ethereum Classics as a sleeper, because this is a currency that it will subsequently explode. Because as Ethereum continues to gain traction, the money is chasing Ethereum inevitably and invariably, and it only stands to logic, would come into this currency as well, because this is the precursor to this Ethereum Classic here. This is the precursor to the actual Ethereum. This was actually the original currency that they made. This fell, but then they came up with this one. But the purist amongst the people who came up with Ethereum, and I shall be doing a separate video as well, chatting how that all panned out. So the purists still held on to this currency, and then they've done it up, and it's still there. Well, is a marketplace worth over well over a billion pounds, actually, £1.25 billion. And there's only 93 million units of it. So that tells you that's a sleeper. In fact, the more I'm talking about it now, the more I'm realizing that I probably want to move some of my lesser currencies, like my Golem currency, because I've got a whole load of them, into this currency and just hold it there. So this Ethereum Classic is probably where my Ferrari will come out of. I don't know, but that's probably my Ferrari stock right there. So yes, an exciting marketplace, an opportunity for growth. The opportunity is still there because it's still in its infancy. So there's still a lot of coins that you can invest in. I've already said about Ethereum Classic. If you're looking for an entry point coin, that'll probably be my recommendation. Bitcoin is now getting to that point where it's not a punt anymore, because it's now effectively a significant amount of money. Ethereum's you can still come in, buy what, $1,000 worth, £500 worth, and just hold it. Pay yourself back. Don't take lunch to work instead of going for lunch for like 2 weeks and pay yourself back, or however you choose to pay yourself back. But try and get about, if you can get 6 to 10 units, that'd be good, and then just hold it for about 12 months. So Ripple, I'm not really I'm a bit too minded on Ripple. One, there's too many of them, because there's going to be 100 billion of Ripples eventually, 50 billion of which they're going to release, and it is not a decentralized currency like the rest of the other cryptocurrencies, so it does have a centralized setup behind it. So I have some of it just because I have a policy of trying to buy into at least the top 5 currencies. The only ones I've not been able to get is NEM and Dash, because I don't like them and the wallets are difficult to get, so I'm not keen on those. So, but the top 5, those top 5 as they line up on your screen now, those are my top 5 picks, and those are the coins I'm going to be trading. And then the other coins I'm going to be trading will be the lesser coins which are further down the chart, but I'll do another video on that at some point. Now, there is still a lot more to talk to you about, but I know that this video is dragging on, so I shall stop it here and I shall catch you on the next one.